Hello everyone. In the previous sessions, we have learned and understood the possible causes for the building's failure due to inadequate structural design. Now, let us continue our learning journey and further explore the causes and consequences for the building's failure due to construction deviations. What are construction deviations? This comes as mistake 3 for the collapse of the buildings. What are construction deviations? Construction deviations are the hidden risks to integrity and safety of the structure being built. When plans are altered without authorization, the consequences extend far beyond the job site. Now, let us define the danger. Change. What is change? Change is an official documented modification to project plans reviewed, approved, and recorded through proper channels. Whereas deviation is an informal, often unauthorized alteration to original specifications, bypassing the review, approval, and accountability. The reality is deviations are not mere inconvenience, they are systemic failures that threaten structural viability and human safety. No, now let us study one case study which is sheer the human cost of negligence. In 2023 earthquake which has happened in Turkey, 54,000 plus lives lost, which is the deadliest construction failure of the decade. The primary catalyst for the incident is widespread unchecked abuse of construction deviations across thousands of buildings. No informal checks, unauthorized changes bypass all safety reviews, turning buildings into death traps. Now, let us understand what are the financial impacts due to the construction deviations. The numbers reveal failure costs typically consume 3% to 20% of total project budgets. Across all engineering projects, deviations alone account for 12.4 of total 12.4% of total cost. Design deviations are the dominant culprit, responsible for 78% of all the deviation incidents. Let us see the anatomy of aberration or the deviation which is done without authorization. Every deviation triggers a cascade of consequences that compounds across the project's life cycle. Cost overruns. These are the major consequences. Complex projects experience exponential cost growth as unauthorized changes multiply rework and material waste. Unnecessary time delays. Unauthorized changes disrupt critical path schedules, creating bottlenecks that delay handover and inflate overhead. Performance deviations. The gap between intended design and the final execution erodes structural performance and long term durability. Design versus construction responsibility. The construction responsibility is to execute the project as per the design and the drawings issued for the site construction. The traditional method is owner bears design liability unless designer warrants completeness fault often disputed. In design build, responsibility shifted entirely to the contractor. Single point of accountability, performance burden on the builder. The legal trap, determining whether a failure occurs from faulty plans or faulty practices, requires expert forensic analysis. Without clear contractual boundaries, liability disputes delay resolution and inflate costs for all parties. Design build contracts shift performance burden to the contractor but do not eliminate the need for rigorous documentation. The common catalysts for the deviations are ambiguous plans, plans which were not having clarity, vague specifications, leave room for interpretation, inviting unauthorized field decisions, delayed sites delayed site access. Late access compresses schedules, pressurizing teams to cut corners to recover the time. Slow submittal approvals. Bureaucratic bottlenecks push crews to proceed without formal authorization. Performance pressure. Teams recovering from poor performance resort to unauthorized shortcuts to meet deadlines. Now, the contractual shield. Differing site conditions. Actual ground or the site conditions failed to match what contract documents represented, a valid basis for formal claim. Unforeseen conditions. Unusual, unanticipated obstacles not covered by standard contract terms may justify deviation requests. Critical warning is conditions that were visible or discoverable during pre bid inspections cannot later be claimed as ground for the deviations. Contractors are expected to perform due diligence before submitting the bids. Attempting to claim known conditions as deviations is a contractual risk that can void claims entirely. Prevention and quality assurance. A proactive quality culture treats every unauthorized change as a potential failure point, not an efficiency gain. Documentation is not bureaucracy, it is the foundation of accountability. Project execution authorities should perform diligently with respect to the specifications, drawings, and all other contract documents. Quality assurance and quality control have to be adhered and observed with due diligence at every moment of the project execution. Conclusion. Integrity over expediency. Conformance defines quality. Construction quality is measured by adherence to the approved design, not by how quickly deviations are made. Every deviation is a compromise. Every informal change is a silent erosion of structural safety and legal accountability. Document for accountability, stop the drift, build structures that outlast their builders, built for longevity. Thank you for being here. In the coming sessions, we will further explore the causes and consequences for the building's failure. Keep watching the space. Thank you once again.